How y'all guys doing? Welcome back to my channel, and I'm excited about this topic. One of my favorite topic is, have you ever wondered why they call us colored people? As for a black person, this excites me so much because I love talking about this, because like it's so exciting to talk about something that is not normal, or it may seem coming from a fairy tale book, you know. Hink, wink, wink. Book is coming soon, but give me some time. But the whole point of me talking about is color people, how we used to be very much, very so colorful. Meaning we was literally color orange, red, yellow, especially blue, purple, which is violet, and green. A lot of people don't realize that these are real life, still to this day still exist, but the narrative, or what people would call it, still that people that's still in the box is still thinking that this world was never once a fairy tale. In fact, that this world is used to be a fairy tale, very 100% truly, and is real. But they will call it that we are living in a book or a fantasy world, or a non-real, like, let's get into reality, they would say. So I wouldn't say that. Let a person think and imagine. This was once real, that once our creator was creating these things, it was an abundance of different colors, shapes, size, texture, 3D, every single thing you can think of. And there was once unicorns, but I didn't like to think about it too much. But that was once lived. You just don't make things up out of nowhere, and there's nothing new under the sun, literally. I mean, everything that was invented was already invented, but better. Better. But the whole point is about colored people. That the primary color they say today world is red, yellow, and blue. In fact, that's not right, and that's not 100% true. Obviously, the matrix, well, the men world would tell you almost as if it's a lie, but it's almost as if it's true, which is called a white lie. In their world, that may be that truth, but in this world, that is not the case. So the true primary colors are blue, violet, and green. What color do you see almost every single day? You see green, you see blue, and you see violet. When you see red every day, tell me, where do you see red as a primary color in this world? All the time. You don't see ocean being red. We can argue about yellow. Yellow is really cool, but yellow is not constant. Where, like people would say, the sun, but when it comes to the colder months, it turned to a silver star. So I wouldn't say it's a permanently color. But what I can tell you guys, that what makes red, is called magenta, Meganta. So you can look on Google what makes red plus yellow. What makes red? So magenta. Why isn't it? Why is there another color? So magenta is basically violet plus yellow equals red. So that's how you know that red is not a primary color. What makes yellow? Yellow is from, basically, from what I just said about red. Red plus green turns into the color yellow. But when you see everyday life, you're going to see blue, violet, and green. So that's what's being said about that, is that is a truthful color, and I would love to show you guys proof, because I don't believe it till I see it. But there's always a saying that always has to come first. You have to believe it before you end up seeing it. A lot of things won't show up to you until you believe it in your body, in your mind, before it's something physically you will see that you can actually can identify that, oh, that's once there. So you don't really necessarily have to, how can I say, you don't necessarily have to believe it first before you see it, because you really have to go through a mental, like, let's go into a deeper details on color. Like, plasma, this is 4 phases of matter. Plasma, gas, what people, the government don't tell you is plasma is fourth one, but it's like technically 5. But plasma, gas, liquid, and solid are the 4 primarily biggest usage in this world. And and what I can symbolize, what solid is a physical thing, liquid is an emotional thing, like the tides, the moon moving the ocean, and the woman moves with the moon. The moon governs the ocean and the wind. Gas, aka wind, governs the mental state of a person or of a nature. And the plasma signifies the spiritual realm, or non-existent. You can't even see it, touch it, don't even think about it. Is there. So from that being said, what melanin comes into a different phases of melanin. The solid melanin is what people call it mostly carbon or melanin, but it can get deeper, as carbon means solid, the physical realm of solid right here. Neuromelanin, neuromelanin is basically a liquid form or a higher state than solid. So neuromelanin, and your neuromelanin, you start to see your color in your body start changing, and you start giving a glow because you're in a different phase in your life. And it shows how much what your diet is, and your diet does play along on how you shine, and not only how you shine, but shine physically, literally physically, like colors. You will turn colors, I'm telling you guys. And the next one, what scientists would use, is dark matter as a gas realm, or the wind, or prana, or not ether, different names. So dark matter is one of the ways it could be identified from carbon and neuromelanin. So it gets really, really deep, but once you get into it, that's what it is. So I know I'm gonna, like, hope you guys bear with me, but so yeah, when I can get simpler terms, it is that we was so many colors. There was so many fruits out there in the world that have there was more fruits than you exposed to now. They have killed most fruits, then most of the fruits had to adapt, and some have to die off. So from that being said, that there was colorful fruits, different shapes, different tastes, different flavor. You don't really have to season it because it was already seasoned inside. So even our hair was so colorful, super colorful. It was so beautiful. It wasn't as a potent color, but it was a soft toned color. There was red hair, what they call it ginger hair. There was actually black people that have colorful hair. Black people never really had blonde hair. It only turned to blonde hair when you reach a ultimate level. And where I can explain that a little bit more is when you reach a supreme level, maybe through anger, or express like the most emotions all at once, like the most emotions you have ever feel, mad, sad, angry, happy, all that in one, and explode it to an ultimate level, and your hair start to change, and you get the most powers doing that. It's really hard to explain, but watch Sonic, the newest movie Sonic, where he changed his hair color, and when he reached his highest power, or his ultimate power, his hair color start to change only a short period of time. It shouldn't stay like that for a long period of time. So yeah, so those colors that you see all the time is the violet at night, blue during the day. The ocean is really clear, but you see blue during the reflection of the atmosphere or the globe. And you see green down here, which green means love. That's why you see so much green, because they want to green means love. Literally, your heart chakra means for love, like so you can be happy all the time. That's why there's so many birds with different colors. Animals, legitly, there was so many animals that have different types of color. God did not put anything on this earth without any color, texture, substance, and the self mechanism, self mechanism that every person, every animal, every species, every single thing that exists that is moving in the consciousness have a self mechanism. And don't, please do not ever feel like you are worthless or useless, because we was once have superpowers. I'm trying to tell you guys, we once had superpowers. And the sooner you understand that every single creature on this earth have a self mechanism, it's almost as if why we don't have none. We do. It's in dormant. I can't really explain it too much on it, but what I can tell you is that we was, like, we all know that we was made in God's image. God would not put you on this earth without a self mechanism. Just like this earth has a self mechanism, which is storm, wind, and knock things and put chaos into balance. You know, it's always have to be chaos before it becomes balance, like a storm, and then it goes to rain, but at the end, and then it's like calm and peace. You know. So from that being said, why we don't have color right now, like where did our color go? It went away over time. There was still color, let's say in like 1970s and beyond 1970s, there was barely any color human beings in the United States. It decreased because of the chemtrails, and I don't know if you guys know, the chemtrails basically, you see jets going around and little smokes, and the smoke spreads around. You're going to see it more often than usual. It's been around for years. I think in 1977, I'm not sure, or 1980s. It started in the late 19s, and ever since then, they've been going haywire. They even do it at night. At night, I'm telling you. So once it hit our skin, it eliminates our skills or ability to illuminate color on our skin and use powers, which dormants the power, because what's in the air is heavy metals and other many more chemicals that I may not even know that spreads on our skin. And the skin is the largest organ, so it's it's like chef kiss to them, like, oh, it's too easy. And so it lowers the powers, and it's almost as if it's harder for you to even do the powers or even take the powers out and use it, because we are so depressed, oppressed, and suppressed. It's to a point where you gotta work like clockwise to get to that point. But I'm telling you, this is real. This is like legitly real. It exists. Doesn't mean you don't believe it. Doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So yeah, so that's like basically, you see, it's like some babies have patches of green, but it'd be like younger kids, and it goes away over time. It's basically exposure to chemicals and exposure to oxygen, and oxygen basically, it does help you, but what we truly use as human beings is hydrogen. Hydrogen tightens the skin up and keeps you young forever. What really ages us is really oxygen, like H2O. We're supposed to have a little bit of H2O. That's why there's two. Hydrogen, we're supposed to have two, but we end up having one. And that, but realistically, we end up having a little bit of hydrogen, because there's so much chemicals on the atmosphere that it lowers and change our skin color, and we end up becoming rusted. Pretty much rusted. we rust. Like, you see colors or furniture that starts to rust over time because there's nothing that's literally keeping it young. I can argue about if things are not real, it starts to rust. If things are real, it doesn't rust. But if things are real, it rusts. Aren't real, it rusts. There we go. And I can say like this is just the way we live in. But however, I want you guys to be aware where we at in this life. It went away because of those things that have been manipulated on our atmosphere and our air that made us be like this, because we was once literally colored. We're not the only one out here I mean, I'm not only saying that there's other people, other black people, or melanated people, or dark matter people that are basically still, how can I say this, that they are still exist in this world, that still have color in their skin. They literally still have color in their skin. They don't spray those things in those all parts of the world because they know that there's like a little bit of population or a little to none population in the area. But legitly, when you travel around the world or go to like little villages, you're gonna literally see mostly violet or blue, dark melanin women that have afro kinky hair, and we the only colored people that literally mutes color. Like you can legitly, it's like almost as if like, is it real? Like, is it real that we literally had color? So we can go beyond that. It just literally was once a life. It was a fairy tale. It was so beautiful. It was so nice. It was so beautiful. Like, I can tell you guys that I have so much knowledge that I want to just like pew 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 a lot. But yeah, and that's their mission, is to spray the whole world. But they can't because it's too much, and a lot of people don't live in every part of the world. Especially they kill off a lot of people, and it kill a lot. In America, we have used to mostly have red Indians with the kinky hair, like the real true Indians. We had like mostly like red tones, and the other tone was very much a very very dark violet tone. So there was like two primary colors in the United States, but the other parts of the world was like green, purple, and like purple, dark blue, like the sky blue, and a very dark green. It's not like light green or the tree green. It was like very very dark tones, all dark tones, even red dark tones. So we like used to live in the world of H2O. So from that being said, the biosphere decreased. We used to be larger than it is. Since it got smaller due to the lack of hydrogen, everything literally decreased. It literally went smaller. And I can literally go down to details, but from that being said, the biosphere or the living organism decreased it in size just for survival, and it went smaller. Yes, there was giants, but we can't sustain giants because of the lack of hydrogen, the lack of our big trees. So much I have known that I want to tell you guys, but I can't, especially now on YouTube. But what I can say, that the matter life force went down because of lack of hydrogen. The substance of hydrogen been suppressed a lot due to the chemtrailing and the chemicals in the air. It decreased it, especially we lost a lot of natural trees that was already on the land, and huge trees and organisms that was producing a lot of hydrogen, and a lot of stones that was, aka crystals, that was lifting the atmosphere or biomass to an elevated state. Now we decrease it over time, and that's why you're going to keep seeing shorter and shorter people. There was once taller and taller and taller. There was people was like 9 feet before ancient history, before they even documented in the books. We was taller, stronger, but we getting weaker and weaker and weaker and weaker. In the next like 20 years, there will be, probably won't even be a person that would be like 7 feet. You'll be like decreasing from 7 feet, and then it'll be lighter black people, and especially in America over time. And it's just so much thing that's like decreasing, because I'm telling you guys, like, we need to go back to base, or before we lose the world. But even when we do lose the world, it's gonna go right back to base. So that's why I'm not even worried about it. But I hope this video is really good about color people, because it's legitly color people. Hopefully I can insert some videos and some clips about and what information about what we used to be like, or how our world used to be. Because like TV channels, they don't really like tell you like especially when they was like documenting or like showing the color of people, it just be showing like the color of black and white television. But if it was literally colored television, you're gonna literally see how colorful our black people was back then. Like there was like legitly like colored people doing that, like our great 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 grandparents during that time. But it was so normal. It's not to, it's like to a point where it's like, oh, okay, oh yeah, Josephine, yeah, she cute, her color body, like we don't, they wasn't saying that, they were just saying like, yeah, Josephine's coming, like it was like a normal skin tone, like I see like a normal race, you know. So from that being said, like colored people legitly was literally colored. I cannot stress you enough that that was really colored. And primarily colors legitly are, keeping your head, are green, blue, and violet, which is purple, or anything like that. Like the chocolate, look at the chocolate chart, it's like 7, it's like more than 7 colors, but it's like 144 colors I think in chakras and stuff, but 7. So look at those, and the top 3 colors, those are the primary colors. And one thing they got it right was blue, but blue, purple, and green are the primary colors. And yeah, yes, so much wonderful colors in this world. It was so colorful, like everything we do. That's why we black people is so colorful and so cultured, and so that we do the utmost. Imagine how our world used to be before it was interrupted with where we was. It was so colorful, it was so cultured, it was so nice and beautiful where we live. And it was, you know, we love color, and that's why we love color wigs. Like the only, almost like literally the only race that love color wigs. Like we used to have colored hair, like even when we dyed our hair, it was only last for like 3 to 4 days. It was nothing like permanent, like especially like permanent your hair. That's like, we use like natural stuff from the land instead of like things that will kill or dye your hair or kill your hair, or lack of absorption of the sunlight to penetrate your hair. Because legitly your hair is a living thing, legitly. So from that being said, that we was once colored people, truly and surely and fully. What am I saying? But point is, we was colored humans, and it was true. Or copper people, they call it, or red Indian. We was colored. Now all of a sudden we black. Why we can call us brown? But that's not the point, though. Anyway, thanks for tuning in. I'm glad you guys listened to my video, and let me know what other topics you want me to guys talk about, because I can talk about a lot of things. But thanks for tuning in.